Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Andrew.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Pop-Pop.
I'm Matt.
I'm Callie.
And we're some of the Veggie Boys.
And girls.
And we'd like to thank you for stopping by. If you're new here, please consider subscribing because we can grow a lot of stuff on the farm, but one thing we can't grow is this channel without your help. Oh, we've got the big sign out. What does it say? Closed to reopen Tuesday. Welcome back, everyone, to a very chilly northeast Pennsylvania. The temperatures have been dropping low throughout this week, and they're gonna get even colder into next week. When it comes to chores, animals are all taken care of. We've got chickens fed, eggs collected, we've got the cattle all fed, and we've got plenty of bedding in the pens. Now, it still is pretty sloppy here on the farm. Yesterday, it rained basically all day. I'm not sure how much it totaled up to, but for the bulk of the time that we were working, it was pouring. And then when we were at home just watching football and hanging out, it was still pouring. Come on, guys. There you go. Now, a big job we're trying to get accomplished right away this morning is getting our bin back up and running. We haven't had any major breakdowns, but we've had an issue with our electrical shorting out. And because of that, we haven't been able to run the fan in our bin. And if you know anything about corn, is that you don't want it getting moisture. If that moisture starts to go up, the corn can begin to mold. And if we lose this corn, that's gonna be very bad news for us, because this is what our cattle are gonna be eating all year long until next corn harvest. We did have a line going underneath the ground over here. However, from driving back and forth and some heavy equipment being parked on top, well, you guys kind of guess what could happen. So right away this morning, Dad, myself, and Matthew, we're just trying to get this bin up and running, get that fan going. That way we have some air blowing on that corn so we don't run into any issues. We have some 2-inch PVC that we're going to be putting our line in. The only thing is we're not going to be burying it today. We don't think we're going to have time. We still have our neighbor's excavator here. So we're most likely going to be doing this before it leaves. But having this line a few inches or feet under the ground is really going to save us some headaches. It just came from us driving skid steer back and forth over top of it. We like doing that. We like parking the skid steer loader in the greenhouse, and it just happens, but this should fix our issue. And the PVC pipe, well, it's gonna help to keep everything nice and safe. We've got our line all connected together, so that was the most important thing. Now we're just gonna get some tape. We're gonna wrap that up, and then later on we'll get it buried.
Over here.
All good and ready to go.
And then we'll let it run for just a couple minutes here and then go up and see if the corn coming up
Look at
looks
that.
okay.
We got power. We just turned on our fan, it's working, and now we've got our stirrer running. The power is connected. That's good. We did it right. We're all finished with our bin. Daniel is bringing the excavator over. We're just going to dig the trench right now and get that buried, so it's one less thing we got to worry about. Our next job does involve being here in the cafeteria, though. We are going to be moving our chickens into our fencing that we have right here. Where we have the chickens at right now, they are starting to outgrow it. Another thing is there's not enough light in there. I mean, the heat lamps do help providing light, but it's not going to be enough for these chickens to continue to develop. So we want to get them out of that darker area, and we feel like this is a great spot to put them. It's also going to be a lot easier to take care of them if we have them in this greenhouse. It's going to, 1, help to keep them warm, and 2, we already have their feed in here. So it's just going to be very simple to get the chickens moved in here and start working with them. It's so nice to have a piece of equipment like this around. We got our pipe buried a decent amount, putting some rocks on it just to make sure it doesn't move as we're pushing soil back on top. But I think that looks pretty good. We're happy with that. besides bringing a couple large stones to the surface, I think that looks pretty good. We just have to move some stuff around, and I think we're good to go. But now that the line's buried, that's gonna save us a lot of headaches and a lot of worries. We're gonna be able to get our dryer working correctly, and corn should be fine. Should be. That grain was in the way of us making our pen a little bit larger. So before we could pull in here with the skid steer loader, we had to get that pipe buried. So it was just like a few other jobs we needed to get to this point. Now we can get this pen all set up and then start moving chickens in. Right there, good. What'd you have for breakfast?
Okay, you ready for my breakfast I had yesterday?
Yeah.
Me and Sadie made apples. Me and Sadie made apples and waffles. And then Sadie's mom made ham, bacon, and some pie thing. And then Tyler and his wife Hattie made baked oatmeal and
bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits, breakfast sandwiches.
Breakfast waffle things.
What?
Oh, yeah.
And you had all this just for
things.
breakfast yesterday?
Yeah.
No wonder you didn't show up to work. What'd you have for breakfast yesterday, Dad?
Bacon and eggs.
Bacon and eggs? I had pancakes. I made Callie a Mickey pancake, and then I made Lauren huge chocolate chip pancakes.
So much.
Even though there's not much of a breeze in this greenhouse, we're adding cardboard bins around the bottom just to keep any minimal breeze off these chickens. They are still on the young side. We will have heat lamps, but it's still important to make sure that they're as comfortable as possible. There you go, it's plugged in. How's your box of chickens, Daniel? Good? They're peeping, that's for sure. There you go. They're probably gonna be freaked out for a few minutes because they just all got moved, but they'll calm down and they'll enjoy the extra space. Now for anybody that's curious, there's about 200 chickens in there, give or take one or two. And also they're about a week old now. So they're not as small as when we normally get them. They're starting to change over their feathers a little bit, but they're still pretty cute. We've got all our chickens in here. We've got the lights hooked up. We've moved some feed in. We've got to get a water bowl in there. And currently we are putting a tarp around the top and we're tying it. Can anybody guess why we're doing that? Cats. Yeah, cats are a big problem, especially when it comes to having little baby chickens on the farm. We have had issues in the past, and that's why we're making sure that this is nice and tight so that no cats can get up in there and cause any issues. The sad thing is, if the cats were to get to these, they wouldn't just kill one or two. They kill as many as possible, and they don't really even eat them. They just like killing them for fun. So we try and make sure that this is nice and protected, and we don't run into any of those problems because it is very upsetting when that happens. Very, very upsetting. Well, something exciting for today. We've already reached our high temperature for the day. That's pretty nice. It's just gonna continuously get colder as that cold front moves in. And you can feel it in the air. You can feel it coming, the cold air. Oh yeah. While Dad, myself, and Daniel were working on that chicken pen, Matt was here in our storage area. He was grading some eggs. He got an entire box and a half full of eggs. So that's pretty good. We had 4 full baskets. And if you remember, we get about 10 dozen per basket. That is a lot of eggs. So we've got an exciting job coming up next. We need to make sauerkraut, and that involves everybody. So we've got an entire bin of cabbage down here. We've got our table that we've already gone through and completely sanitized. We've got our grinding equipment, and we just need to get started. Sauerkraut is something that we make a lot of every single year. We'll do 5-gallon buckets. We'll even do 50-gallon drums. and the whole point of it is to ultimately sell it, but we use it ourselves as well. First thing I do, I slice it even on the end. That way I have a nice firm base. Take the cabbage, and then I slice it in half. Then the only problem we have is the core. So then I remove the core, just like that. And if the cabbage is too big, I can quarter it. Like this head is a little large, so I will quarter it so it's easier on whoever is grinding. And that is my job. I grab cabbage, take the core out, and get it prepped for whoever is doing the grinding. And there we go, we can get started.
It's right on the side of the plug is there.
Number one thing when it comes to this job is making sure everything is nice and clean. The other thing is protecting your hands, because we do not want to cut our fingers. That would not be fun. Nobody wants that. So we just try and be as careful as we can, and also just being efficient. We don't want to take too much time because we got a lot to do. So there we go. There's our core. We just pour out. Pour out. There we go. So I've got a few different people working on different jobs. Daniel, as you can see, he is grinding up the cabbage. I am prepping the cabbage. And then Matthew and Dad, they're gonna be salting the cabbage and moving it into our barrel. And the most important thing is that we get this stuff packed really, really tight. So Dad's gonna be working hard to make sure that gets taken care of. So far, we've already got 50 pounds of cabbage grated up, and Dad's got it put into our barrel. He's been compacting it. Now, every 10 pounds of cabbage, he has to put a certain amount of salt in. So we have to follow that throughout the entire barrel just to make sure that our mixture is correct and that the sauerkraut tastes good, no matter if you're getting it off the top of the barrel or the bottom of the barrel. Which can be a problem. So this is all I do until the boys tell me to stop. I just continuously slice cabbage and give it to the boys that are grinding. Or I should say shredding, but I guess it's almost the same thing, isn't it? Little bit of an update. We've been making quite a bit of dent into the bin of cabbage. Daniel is back to grinding. Matthew is pulling the cabbage out and weighing it. Now over here, Dad is also pounding down the cabbage. Remember, we need it to have no oxygen in it so that nothing spoils. Per 5 pounds of cabbage, we're using 3 tablespoons of salt. So we have to add all that in as we're going along. We're doing it in 10-pound increments. And how much cabbage do we have in so far?
180 pounds.
180 pounds of cabbage done. So that's a lot of cabbage. We're not done yet. We got our entire barrel filled with sauerkraut, 250 pounds of cabbage and salt added to the barrel. We've got some leftovers. This is gonna go to the chickens, and then we've got some there for the cattle. Well, it looks like it's starting to flurry out here. That's pretty interesting. Maybe we'll get some snow. Yeah, that'll keep these girls busy for a while. Well, I don't have my gloves on and I don't have my heavier sweatshirt on. That was a bad idea because it is chilly. I just wanted to come over and see how this was going. Look at that. Oh yeah. Enjoy that fresh cabbage. What a deal. There you go. Have at it. Yeah, girls, enjoy that cabbage. Oh yeah. This is one of my favorite parts about making sauerkraut is all the scraps go to the animals. and they always enjoy it. It's not my favorite part about making this stuff. My favorite part is when we're all done getting to eat it. That's the best part. Now, just because we got all the cabbage shredded today, we got it into our barrel, doesn't mean it's technically done. It's still just salted cabbage. In about 5 to 6 weeks, it will be considered sauerkraut. So we gotta let that fermentation take place. And yeah, it's one of the most popular items we have here at the farm. Hence why we've already done, oh geez, 100, 350 pounds. Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of sauerkraut, but we'll sell it all and we'll eat enough ourselves. Well, it is technically lunchtime, but Matt, tell them what the big problem is.
Graham, you didn't make lunch.
There's no lunch, so we've all gotta go fend for ourselves. What are you doing this afternoon?
I have no idea.
He's going shopping.
Yeah, I have to go
He's
shopping.
taking his wife shopping. And what are you doing?
I'm making scones.
Scones? He's making scones. And then Dad, what are you doing this afternoon?
I'm going to see a couple farmers about seed corn orders.
Everybody's got something else doing. And I've got some friends from Florida showing up. They had a son the same time we had our twins. So it's gonna be a real nice like little reunion. Babies can meet each other, even though babies have met each other already, but it'll be nice to get the babies together again. And then I've got some stuff to do in getting ready for hunting season, because hunting season starts tomorrow. Everybody's excited about that. I don't really show much hunting or talk about it too much, but it's something that I have done since I was a little boy. It's something my family does together. It's something we look forward to every year, and it's a good opportunity for us to fill up the freezers a little bit more. You know, that's something we're always looking forward to do, having more to eat. So yeah, I don't know what else I've got going on. I'm probably gonna head home, make myself something to eat, and then see what else we got going on. Hey everybody, it's really late. I forgot to end my video. We had dinner, we had some family and friends over, and then we've been watching football. That's been a good day. Busy day, good day. But yeah, I'm pretty tired, and that means this is where we're gonna end the video. I'd like to thank everyone for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.